Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And just in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Cancer and Capricorn on Thursdays. Man, this card just did not want to flip over. But like I was saying, the deck that I'm using today is called the Deviant Moon Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the link is in the description below. So just as a heads up, I am trying to pull 8 or 9 cards for you guys, so it looks like we only need one more card, and there it is. But I do want to take the time to remind you guys that if you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords is actually a really nice energy to have. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Other of these energies are really good to have, right? Because you have the 7 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, like the Ace of Swords. You have a positive reading here. It's just that you have this 7 of Pentacles, or sorry, the 7 of Swords as your overall energy, right? And the 7 of Swords is not the best card to have, right? Because the 7 of Swords is somebody who's a little bit, well, I should say a lot of bit, kind of negative energy in your life. You know, this 7 of Swords person can be very toxic. The 7 of Swords is often referred to as the lying, cheating, stealing card. So I think that there's somebody in your life that you need to be very careful of. You need to be very careful of how people treat you and, you know, what's going on in your life, because I think that right now, it can be a very difficult time for you, especially if you're in a position of vulnerability, right? So anything that's like some type of connection, like a business partner or a romantic partner, like it might be difficult for you to have like straight and honest communication with them. And you know, you might be dealing with a wolf in sheep's clothing. So be very careful these, you know, next coming days on who you're trusting, and really use your support system to, you know, its maximum efficiency. Because if, you know, you're running things by the people that you really care about, you know, the people that you know you can trust, like, hey, this person did this, you know, like, is that okay? Like, should I trust them? Like, if you are talking to, you know, people that you know care about you and people that you know have your best interest in mind, then I think that that's a really good way for you guys to know whether or not you should continue trusting this person. But also be aware that not always is something that someone does like gonna read as toxic or the 7 of Swords energy, because sometimes, you know, people slip up, sometimes people have bad days, right? I'm not here to excuse anyone's behavior. That's up to you. That's up to you and your intuition, whether or not you know, find what people do acceptable or unacceptable, right? But then you have the 7 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands here. Now, the 7 of Pentacles to me is talking about a card about getting out what you put in, right? And 7 of Pentacles, like, you can see that this woman is sort of poking this tree. And the reason she's doing that is because she's trying to see, you know, like, she's trying to gauge the ripeness of the tree, if that makes sense. Because the 7 of Pentacles is a card about putting in some work to get something out, right? It's a card of hard work, kind of like an input-output kind of a thing, right? So when you plant a tree, you can't just plant a seed and expect it to grow all on its own, you know? Like sometimes it will, but most of the time it won't, especially if it's in harsh conditions. So the best thing that you can do to have something grow is to water it every day and take care of it. And then once, you know, the right time comes, you'll be able to really reap in the rewards of this situation, right? And that's what this person is doing. Instead of taking a passive role in the connection, they're taking an active role in making sure that everything in the situation is all right. And I feel like that's you. So there's this dichotomy here between you putting in the work and these like dishonest people in your life who are taking a passive role instead of an active role in how things grow in your life. And that is going to cause some conflict, right? Because you have the conflict and competition card. And this card to me reads as work. So be extra careful at work, because I'm getting that a lot of you guys are going to have to be in difficult situations where it's like, oh, well, you know, I put in all this work and other people are taking credit for it and this, that, and the other. And I'm guessing that some of you might have to speak up about it. But I'm certainly getting that there's going to be some difficulty here because people are going to want to take credit for your work, whether it be love, work. I'm hearing like any kind of group project at all. So be very careful and aware of that. Next, though, we do have some really good energy because we have the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords brings with it clarity, right? And it brings that clarity and everything that is mental. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you're going to see a lot of success thinking now, right? Because I feel like maybe in the past, perhaps you've been groggy or sort of had that mental fog and just like all around not really known what to do. But now I feel like, you know, be it just like clarity in your situations or like even something as simple as like more sleep is going to help you be able to do the things that you want in a more effective and I don't want to say logical way because that kind of implies that you were doing things illogically. But like, you know, sometimes like when we do things rushed or we don't have this clarity, we do things in ways that are less than optimal. But now that you have this Ace of Swords clarity, you're working at like maximum efficiency and you're going to be able to get to this Ten of Cups as fast as possible. And I feel like that's what your goal is here. You know, like who wouldn't want this emotional fulfillment? And like Cancer is the sign of family, and you can see like the symbolism of the family, right? That doesn't mean every single Cancer needs to have family, but you understand that whatever your goals are here, you would want to achieve them as fast as possible so that you can reap the rewards of that. And you're putting in the work into it, so why wouldn't it follow that when you put in the work, you get the results? So next, I think that you guys should be a little bit careful here of people who are talking about like this Knight of Swords. It brings forth a message, right? And the Knight of Swords, in my experience, can have this sort of emotional lack of intelligence, right? And that doesn't always mesh very well with you guys because Cancer is all about emotional intelligence, right? Water signs are very good at picking up on other people's emotions and understanding how they feel. This person is blunt. This person is a little bit dense and, you know, just like emotionally unintelligent. And in my experience, this person has the tendency to be a little bit condescending when it comes to emotions. Like, oh, well, why would you do that when this is the more logical thing to do, right? This person is a little bit more cold. So be careful around people like this because I think that, you know, your style of like acknowledging how you feel and expressing how you feel isn't going to mesh well with them. And it's going to create problems down the road. So if this is like just someone that you like work with or just interact with sometimes, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But if this is like a romantic partner or a business partner, it's going to cause a lot more bigger issues because they're more directly involved with you. And you're going to feel more left out in the cold because you're not going to be acknowledged fully, right? They're only going to acknowledge the parts of you that are logical, that are like math. But then you have all these other qualities of you that are emotional, that are like empathetic, that, you know, are valid and part of you, but they're not going to be very much recognized. And this is going to lead to problems. either way, you have the 10 of Pentacles here, which is my happy wife, happy life card. So I'm getting that whatever you end up, you know, doing, you're going to see success. You just need to make sure that you're playing the right cards at the right time. But, you know, this is kind of, it just kind of comes down to the fact that you guys are going to know, especially since I have this Ace of Swords here for you, right? So I'm not too worried that you guys are going to make the right choices. It's just a matter of having all the right information, because you have this Moon card here, and the Moon card can be a little bit difficult sometimes because it talks about illusions, delusions, information that's not entirely there, information that's being revealed to you, right? So I feel like you guys are struggling with having all the cards and all the information. But as things are getting revealed to you, this is going to bring forth even more mental clarity that's going to allow you to get to all the places you want to be, such as the 10 of Pentacles and your 10 of Cups. So rest assured that you're going to have your long-term goals. It's just a matter of being careful of these people who, you know, who don't have your best interest in mind, who aren't acknowledging, you know, your more emotional side or just like you in general, and are causing conflict in your life. You want to avoid those kinds of people. All of this is going to bring forth a lot of mental clarity for sure, and the fulfillment of your dreams and your goals. So it's a wonderful reading, Cancer. I trust that you'll make the right decisions. But that was your reading first time around, Cancer. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I was saying before, I upload my new Cancer videos on Thursdays, but in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.